Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all good. So a lot of people ask me if studying a business degree has helped me become a property investor today and run my own business. So I thought I'd just come in and share my opinion and let you guys know, and hopefully this will help some of you guys out. So I was never really actually that bothered about what I studied at uni. I kind of just wanted to finish uni, get a grad job and make sure that I had enough money to save for a house, because that was always the goal. If you haven't seen my how I quit my 9-to-5 job video, then definitely check it out because it'll make more sense. So first I wanted to do psychology, but it was kind of looking long and I knew that I'd have to do like a master's and a PhD or something like that to do well. And then I changed my mind and was like, oh, do you know what, I'm going to do economics and finance because that will kind of help me with property in the long run. And then I turned up for like an open day and they basically explained what you'd learn on the course, and then they told us about this other business course where basically you do 2 years at uni and then you do a 1-year placement where you'd also finish your final year. So you'd kind of finish uni early but you'd still be studying. So it was like a bit of both. So I ended up switching to that. So that's how I ended up actually doing business in the first place. It wasn't like, oh, I always wanted to study business. I just kind of ended up on the course. So a lot of people ask me if the stuff I learned at uni is stuff that I apply to my business today, and the answer is no, it's actually not helping at all. Like the things that you learn in class, like it's just all theories and case studies. They don't actually help you in the real world today. So like if you studied business, you'll know about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Like that theory is 76 years old. Like my nan is actually younger than that theory. So how can it even be relevant to motivating people today? Like, do you know what I mean? Like it just doesn't actually make sense. I know that I studied like a lot of assignments on like supermarkets and supply chains and things like that, and it's just like, it's great if you want to work a corporate job, but if you want to run your own business, it's just not gonna help you at all. I think in uni and like school and college and things like that, when it comes to exams and coursework, a lot of it is about how you answer the question that actually gets you the marks to pass. You could literally revise, know everything, and if you answer the question wrong, you fail. So if you fail, does that mean you're gonna fail in business? No, it just means you made a mistake. Like at uni, I used to like revise all the time with assignments and things like that. I'd always start them really early because I just wanted to like get it done, but I still struggled to actually know how to answer the questions, and I think it was because I was actually dyslexic, but I didn't find out until my final year. So I always struggled to answer the questions properly, but I still kind of knew the answers, if that made sense. Just because I couldn't answer the questions on some theory that was written like 50 years ago, does that mean that I'm not equipped to run a business? No. Does that mean that I'd never get a grad job? No. It just means I didn't understand how to answer the question. It's not the end of the world. And I think people put too much emphasis on just like, I want to get a first, I want to get a first, which is great. Like obviously do your thing in it. But even in terms of like getting a grad job, if you've got 2 people, one of them's got a 2-1, but they've been working since they were 16, it could be like waitress in retail, wherever, and you've got someone who gets a first, but they've never worked in their life. I'm telling you, hands down, the person who got a 2-1 will get the job first because they've had the real life practical work experience. They've actually had to like interact with people in a working environment, whereas the person who got the first will probably be so used to these theories that are actually irrelevant, that don't even matter. Like in work, if you're in a crisis, do you think they've got time for you to be like, but this theory that I learned in that book ages ago? They're just going to be like, what you want about, sort the problem out. Like there's no time for messing about. Whereas the person who'd worked, even if it is little retail jobs that might seem irrelevant, that is actually really important. Like I had to do some coursework on creative problem solving, and we had to present it in the form of a video. You know, you'd have to say what you do in theory in a situation. I think in that situation it's alright saying, oh, in hindsight this is what I would do, blah blah blah. When it comes down to it, it's like, yeah, but what would you actually do? Like when you're running a business, there's no time for being like, yeah, but this theory said that you'll do this, so this is what I'm gonna do. It does not work like that. Like if there's a problem, you just solve it straight away. It's the same at work. If there's a problem, do you think if you turned around to your employer and you were like, oh, I learned that theory like at uni, so this is what we're gonna do, they'd just be like, are you alright? And because I didn't present the video well enough, I got really shit marks. So does that mean that I can't solve problems? No. Actually, running my business has helped me become a better problem solver. When things used to happen at the start, I'd be a bit like, okay, I don't really know what I'm doing, like I hope this is okay. Whereas now it's like, okay, I know what I'm doing now, I need to solve it quickly. You just learn in the environment you're in. Like the theories that they teach you in the books, you wouldn't even be able to apply to work or to your business. So yeah. I found that when I did my placement year, I learned so much more that was applicable to actually running my business. So I worked for a recruitment agency and there was about 70 staff there, but in the marketing department where I worked, there was only 3 of us. So as you can imagine, we were kind of doing everything because who else was going to do it? Because I was working for kind of like a medium-sized company and it was a little marketing team, I got to learn so much. Like I learned how to use Photoshop, Illustrator, I learned about Google Analytics, which is something that I've applied to my business today. There's there's just so many things that were actually applicable, especially because marketing is so important for a business. There was just so much to learn. So I definitely think if you want to run your own business, but you're kind of like, oh, I don't know where to start, I would definitely go and work for different companies and get different work experience, and then you can pick up the tips and then apply it to your business. Like, you'll just learn so much more about actually doing and interacting with people than you would just being in the classroom. Like, it really doesn't even compare. I think it's also really important as well that I did little jobs when I was 16. Like, I worked in places like Pizza Hut, Sainsbury's, House of Fraser, and I think it was quite good because I had a lot of different managers. I feel like today it's really helped me know what type of manager I don't want to be in the future. Like, being in the different situations has just really taught me a lot. So I think if you want to run your own business, getting work experience is so important, because you can say, oh, do you know what, I don't want to be like that as a manager, but this manager was really good, so I want to do things like that, or I want to do this. Whereas these are things that, like being in a classroom, they just don't teach you. And as well, also, all of the lecturers have never run businesses, so that just kind of tells you everything you need to know. Business as a degree generally is just geared to people getting corporate jobs, and like big corporate jobs, where yeah, they do want you to have a degree, but I feel like the fun kind of quirky companies, they don't really care if you've got a degree or not. They just kind of know what work experience have you got, what have you done before, what can you actually bring to the table, other than theories that are 200 years old. They do not care about degrees. Even on my placement year, I don't feel like they were actually that bothered that I was doing a degree. I don't think that was really a deciding factor. I think they could tell that I just wanted to learn about marketing and that I was going to work hard. They were like, yeah, that's cool, she can have a job. And obviously, having worked before, that helped them know that I had been in a working environment before, so it just really played to my favour. I have a friend who literally pretty much got the same job as me in a recruitment agency doing social media, and she never went to uni. So I defo feel like work experience is so important. Even when I got my next job, I worked in an Audi car dealership. They were not bothered that I'd been to uni. They just cared that I'd worked for a year as a marketing assistant and I'd learnt these skills, which meant I could apply it to the next job. They don't care that you've been to uni and that you've learnt different theories. They just want to know, what can you actually bring to the table right now? Are you used to being in a working environment? I feel like business degrees don't even teach the fundamentals of running and starting a business. Things like how to set up a limited company, when does your company need to start paying VAT, how to negotiate and sell deals, things like that. And it's just like, business school would never, they would never teach you shit like that. I just think business at uni is so like old. Even when I was doing my dissertation, it was on social media recruitment agencies, and it was so hard for me to find books about social media because obviously it's so new. There was nothing on it. So like, none of the books mentioned Instagram, Twitter. The struggle was real. Don't get me wrong, if you know you want to go down the corporate route but you're not really sure what you want to do, then business is great. Because you study such a variety of topics, you do like economics, marketing, HR, things like that, you can kind of choose whatever path you want to go down. But yeah, if you want to start your own business, it kind of sucks. Another thing that's really important to me is 9 times out of 10, people on your course, they won't actually want to start businesses. And if you do want to run your own business, having like a support network of people who are like-minded to you is really, really important. Like, the struggle can be real. You kind of got to look at the people who are going to motivate you, who are going to inspire you to like start something new, who are going to actually support you like till the end, who aren't going to be like, oh, why are you starting a business, that's weird, or why are you getting into property, that's weird. You really have to look at your circle. You can't just be hanging around with any old riffraff. Like, it's really important because it will really grate on you. I will tell you that for free. I feel like as well, the degree was very long when it didn't really need to be. So like I said before, for the final year, it was a placement year, but then we'd study as well. So basically in June, what we did is we had lessons all day for a month. Sometimes it would be a half day here and there, things like that, but whatever. We basically learnt the whole of 3rd year in 4 weeks. For me, that was when I was just like, you know what, they're actually having you on. Like, they're actually having you on. They can teach you everything in 4 weeks. Because the reality is, every week you're probably going to be there for what, 4 or 5 hours maximum. I only used to go like 3 days a week. I think when they actually look at the course, when you don't have to do things like listen to people's group presentations or go through irrelevant slideshows that are like 2 hours long, they're like, oh, we can actually cram the whole thing in. So why they bother longing it out for 3 years, I really don't know. It's like 3 years of air. Like, what? And then the other day I got my student finance letter and I was like, wow, 40 grand in debt for what? Like, what have you even taught me? I remember once I had a whole lecture, like a whole lesson on how to give a handshake. Like, it's like they actually want to take the mick out your life. Like, it's actually a joke. And when you break down how much they actually charge you per lecture, per week or whatever, honestly, it will make you feel sick. You'll actually be sat there half the time thinking, am I actually paying for this? Like, so in hindsight, the degree wasn't worth it for me at all and for running a business. But for other people, I understand that's what you need to do. But for me, me, it just wasn't it, which is fine. So that was just me chucking in my 2 pence about studying a business degree. Hopefully that helps some of you guys out. If you've got any questions, then let me know down below, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you want to see me talk about like more topics like this, then defo just like let me know, like I'd love to do it. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, really appreciate it as always, and I'll see you next time. Bye.